and these clowns, both of them, are walking towards us. And had a great Halloween, but let me explain to you guys why I personally don't fucks with Halloween, okay? But before we get into the story, as usual, today's glamour shot of the day is my beautiful glamazon, Miss Marlene right here. Yes, girl, everything. You are just slaying my whole life. You guys need to stop slaying my whole life, okay? Marlene, thank you so much for all of your love and support. You guys know that I could not do this without you, and I would not be here without you guys, so thank you so much. Now let's get into the video. Okay, so I needed to tell you guys this story because while I was talking to you guys on Snapchat, and if you guys aren't following me on Snapchat, I mean, I'll leave my information right here. You don't have to, but I mean, you can if you want to. Let me tell you guys this story now that Halloween is over, because your girl stayed in last night and I really don't like going out on Halloween, and this is why. Okay, so this story takes place when I was living downtown. As most of you guys know my history, I lived downtown for a lot of years. This takes place while I was living downtown, okay? So I'm gonna tell you guys about this friend. I don't think I've mentioned her before, and we will call her Alexa. I met Alexa in high school. I was around 17 years old when I met her. We stayed friends throughout high school, and we even stayed in touch after high school. I recently lost touch with her, but she moved out of state. So girl, if you're watching this, hey girl, what's up? It was super fucking cool, and this was around Halloween, obviously. So I had been invited to a Halloween party by one of my friends, but I just kind of didn't feel like going, like, to be honest. I just kind of felt like there were going to be a lot of people there that I didn't really know that well, and I have a rule about that. Like, if I'm going to go to a party, I like partying, okay? I'm one of those that if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it big, you know what I'm saying? I usually don't go to parties with a bunch of people that I don't know that well, because I don't like getting turned up around people that I don't know. Like, I've just seen that shit go really south and go really wrong. When people don't know you like that and you get fucking drunk as shit around them, then all of a sudden they start telling stories. I've literally had a person be around me while I was drunk, and I got drunk as shit as per usual, okay, when I'm partying, and this girl literally to this day tells the story about how drunk I got and tries to embarrass me in front of people that I've never met before. And so I just don't like fucking with that, and I don't like getting drunk around people that I don't know that well. Keeping like my close friends around me and people that have already seen me get turned and I've seen them get turned, and we just don't take it outside of that, and don't nobody need to know what the fuck we're doing, you know what I'm saying? So I'm very private with that kind of shit, and I was like that even back then. So this Halloween party was coming up, and there were going to be so many people that I just wasn't close with, so I knew that I wasn't going to get turned, you know what I'm saying? So what's the point of going to this party? So I was kind of like in the middle of trying to figure out if I wanted to go to this party or not, and I was just like not really feeling it. Alexa had texted me like literally 2 days before Halloween wanting to know if I was doing anything for Halloween, and I was like, I got this plan, but I mean, it can always change. Why? What's up? She told me that there was a club that was like literally right down the street from my place, and that, you guys remember Pauly D? Y'all remember him from Jersey Shore? Well, he was like on tour DJing everywhere, and he was gonna be DJing at this club called Vinyl, and it was literally a block away from my apartment. So it was gonna be this huge costume party, and people were gonna go to this club, and Pauly D was gonna be there, and it was gonna be this huge fucking Halloween fest thing. So she was like, girl, I wanna go, do you wanna go? And so I was like, you know what, that sounds like a lot of fun. So we get all of this situated 2 days before Halloween, mind you, and we end up getting like 10 of our friends to meet us at Vinyl on Halloween night to go party. I decided to make the easiest fucking costume that you could possibly imagine. So I decided to be an angel, okay? So it's super fucking simple. You just wear all white, get you a pair of wings, a little halo, do your makeup all cute with the highlight on fleek, and you're good to go. Alexa and I planned the night out, and she came over to my house to get ready with me. I love getting ready with my friends. I've always been that way. Just come over to my house, let's have a few drinks and get ready together, you know? She came over with her little duffel bag, and I shit you not, okay? We did not have this planned. I swear on everything holy, okay? We did not have this planned. I was gonna be an angel, as you guys know. So Alexa still hadn't told me what she was gonna be, but she came over the day of Halloween to get ready at my house, and she came with her little duffel bag. And the night goes on, she keeps getting ready, and she puts on a devil costume. You know, one of those sexy devil costumes? So we were an angel and a devil, okay? Like, it totally looked like we planned it, but we really didn't. But we get ready, I'm an angel, she's a devil, and we decided to pre-game at my house. I had some Gatorades in my refrigerator, and so I pulled 2 Gatorades for us, and we drank a little bit of it, and then we put vodka in the Gatorade bottles, okay? We were ghetto as fuck. So we're sitting there with our Gatorade vodka concoction, drinking it, right? We made plans to meet our friends at this club at like 10. So we were gonna leave at like 9:30 to get there and like get us a place, because they have like lounge spots in the club, and I wanted to like get a couch reserved for our group. So we got ready and we were gonna take off, and we still had a little bit of drink left in our Gatorade, so we for real had no fucking shame. We took our Gatorades with us, and we're literally like this with our Gatorade bottle. Hey, happy Halloween, yes girl, hey. This one is nasty as hell. My stepson picked this out, and this is the green apple one. No, I'm sorry. Walking down the street, we're drinking our Gatorade vodka concoction. We're trying to get like all turned up or whatever, because everybody knows that club drink prices are way overpriced. So we decided to get turned before we got there. We finally get to the club, and the way that vinyl is set up, it is a 3-floor club. So like the first floor would have like reggaeton, and then the second floor would have like electronica music, and then the third floor would have like hip hop and pop. So like, I always love going on the 3rd floor, and the 3rd floor was actually the rooftop. So it was like half dance floor, half lounging area, and you're literally on top of the roof with like pretty little lights above your head, bunch of couches, and then feet away from you was like a dance floor with a DJ and a bar and stuff. So the 3rd floor was always my place to go, okay? So we get to the club a little early. We see a bunch of people in costumes. Security's at the door making sure that you're not like sneaking in weapons or whatever. And if your costume like had a weapon a part of it, you couldn't bring it in. So we get into the club, and we beeline it to the 3rd floor, because I'm trying to save us a couch for all of our friends. Me and Alexa were already feeling our Gatorade vodka concoction. Like, we were like, woo! I go upstairs on a mission to get a couch for us and our friends, and I find one, and so I just like bolt over to it, and I sit down, put our coats down, because you know it was cold as hell outside, so we still had to wear like a cute little trench coat. Took off our coats and we put them down on the couch so nobody else would sit there, and now we're waiting for our friends. Fast forward like 5-10 minutes, and our friends start showing up, and everybody's there in their costume. It's so much fucking fun. A friend of ours went ahead and bought us some drinks and some shots at the bar, so we're taking shots, we're having a good ass time, we're dancing. It's so much fun. Normal ass Halloween night, okay? So we're doing normal club shit. We're dancing with our friends. Keep in mind, everybody here at this club is in a costume of some sort. So I particularly have never been afraid of clowns. I've never had a fear of them. As of recently, like, I just don't fucks with them, obviously, but like when I was a kid or any time else in my life, I've never been afraid of clowns. So I was sitting on this couch on this lounging area, and I remember having a cocktail in my hand, and I was watching Alexa. She was dancing with this guy on the dance floor, and she was like right near the DJ booth, and she's like dancing with this guy, and I'm like keeping my eye on her, and I'm talking to my guy friend, and you know, whatever, we're having our drinks. And I remember looking over there, and I saw this guy dressed up like a clown, okay? So he was dressed up like a clown, and he was standing right by the DJ booth, and he was looking right at me. And I was like, what the fuck? So I was like trying to figure out, do I know him? But I can't really tell because he had that clown makeup on and the red nose and the fucking clown afro or whatever. So I couldn't tell who it was. So I was like, meh, if he knows me, like, he'll come over and talk to me. I really didn't think anything of it. You know, it was a Halloween party, and you know, people can dress up like clowns, like whatever. So the night goes on, about an hour passes, and we're still partying, and more of our friends are coming, and we're taking pictures, and we're just getting like so turned. It was so much fun. And so Alexa came over to me and was like, girl, I gotta pee. And y'all already know the girl code. You don't let your friend go to the bathroom by herself at a club because you don't know what the fuck is gonna happen. I went with her to the bathroom, no big deal. We freshened up in the bathroom, and then we came out of the bathroom. So we're walking out, and I always tend to like link my arm through my friend's arm when we're in clubs or like situations like that, so that I don't lose her, she doesn't lose me. Like, just weird shit happens at clubs for girls, so I always do that. It's just a habit. So the bathroom was on the 2nd floor, so we had to walk up to the 3rd floor, right? So you got to take this staircase up to the 3rd floor. We turn this corner, we're going up the stairs to the 3rd floor, and this other clown comes down the stairs, and it's a different clown than the clown that I saw before. Like, he had a completely different costume on, and he was coming down the stairs, coming down while we're going up. And when he saw us, he literally stopped at the top of the stairs and just stared at us. And I thought, he's trying to freak us the fuck out. Like, it's Halloween, but he still looked creepy as fuck just sitting there in a fucking clown costume at the top of the stairs. Alexa was a completely different fucking story, okay? She could not stand clowns. She didn't fucks with clowns. She had like a bad experience with the clown when she was a kid, and she just had a terrible fear of them. So she looked up the stairs and saw his ass standing there and was like, oh fuck no, no, I don't do clowns. And she got all loud. She was like, no, legit stayed up against the wall and like passed him all fucking quick because she was scared of clowns. So we go back upstairs and Alexa's still freaking out, and keep in mind, she's still like buzzed, like she's kind of drunk, so she's like overreacting, and oh my god, I saw this clown. And I was like, girl, it's just a dude dressed up as a clown, like it ain't that big of a deal. So we're still sipping on our drinks, and then I just saw Alexa look really serious, and I was like, girl, what's the matter? And she was like staring across the room, and I thought that she was still freaking out about the clowns, but she wasn't. She saw her ex walk through the door, okay? So her ex showed up, and call him Josh. And she and Josh had been broken up about like 2 or 3 months by this point, and they hadn't talked at all up until this point. Alexa, being drunk, decided to go over there and confront him at that very moment. She thought that this would be the perfect fucking time to confront her ex about whatever issue she had. So there she goes, she bolts right to him, and like she's all talking shit because she's drunk. And so they start kind of like bickering. They weren't full on fighting, but they were like bickering, right? I go over there and I'm like trying to grab her and get her away from him, and she's like getting really irritated with him. She's got like questions for him. I don't even remember what the fuck they were arguing about. They were just arguing. She was acting really ratchet and like yelling at him and shit. So I was like, Alexa, come on, like we're trying to have a good time. You can talk to Josh another day. Like, he ain't even worth your time. Come on. Finally get her back to the couch, and it's about an hour before last call. I get her back to the couch, and she's still focusing on Josh. Like, she can't believe that he's there. She can't believe that they ran into each other. She's fucking pissed. So I was like, dude, we need to go. Like, you're already really drunk and you're upset because Josh is here. So we were gonna go, and then our friends were like, no, don't go. Like, we still have an hour left. Like, please, let's just like have fun. And so I'm trying to like lighten Alexa's mood. Like, you know when you see your ex and all of a sudden they just fuck up your entire mood? That's where she was at that very moment. Like, she was just like, ugh, like I don't want to be here. Like, his funky ass is here. And I was like, so what? Like, just have fun. So the last hour was pretty much me trying to talk her down and me trying to calm her down. So it wasn't even fun no more. And I just wanted to get her home. Finally, the lights go on. Everybody is like heading out the door because we got to peace the fuck out. So we say bye to our friends, and we're all standing out in the front of the club, right? We say bye to all of our friends, and our friends were going to go to a diner, and they asked us if we wanted to go, but Alexa was really drunk, you guys. Like, she was not in the position to be in public at all. Like, she was in one of her ratchet ass moods, and she just needed to go home. I'm gonna take her home. I'm gonna make sure she's hydrated and make sure she's good and, you know, whatever. So we say bye to our friends, and we start walking off, and Alexa sees Josh again outside of the club, and she sees him like walking down the street. This crazy bitch, okay, took off her heels. She didn't even say nothing. She just took off her heels and carried them and started running like a fucking track star down the street. She catches up to Josh. They start arguing and yelling, and then all of a sudden I see Josh hugging her, and like she's like crying, and like she's like all emotional. You know how alcohol can do that to you sometimes and like make you really fucking emotional? So she's crying, and I don't trust this dude. Y'all already know how I feel about this shit. So I was like, fuck, like she's over there bearing her soul to this asshole. Like, stop it. So I go over there and I was like, look, y'all can talk about this later, but I really gotta get her home. Josh kind of looked at me and was like, well, I can probably take her back to my place. And I was like, the fuck you mean take her back to your place? Like, No, and this boy wasn't drunk. I could tell he was not drunk. He was just a little bit tipsy, and I felt like he was trying to get her back to his place to take advantage of her and then fucking boot her out. I was not about to have my friend look stupid like that. And I start arguing, I was like, you're not going anywhere with her. Like, she's coming back to my house. All of her shit is at my house, and you guys can talk about this in the morning, but I'm not letting you take her, Josh. Like, fuck you. You're not taking my friend. So her drunk ass is like, Nikki, no, I really want to go with him. Just like, let me spend the night, come back tomorrow and get my stuff. And I was like, no, you are not going with him. I'm sorry. Like, your shit is already at my house. Like, you are so drunk. I'm not gonna let you do it. I already knew what type of asshole he was, and he wasn't gonna take care of her, and he was just gonna use her, and I already fucking knew it, and I just couldn't let her go. I'm sorry. So I literally grabbed her again and hooked my arm through hers and started walking down the street, and Josh was like, she's a grown-ass woman, just let her go. And I was like, whatever, Josh, like, fuck you. Go home, leave me the fuck alone, call her in the morning, y'all do what y'all want, but she is coming home with me. Do you understand? She's coming home with me. Alexa and I start walking. The whole walk home, she's like crying and sobbing and telling me how much she misses him and how badly he broke her heart, and she thinks that they can fix it and all this other shit. She's like drunk and she's rambling about her heartbreak, and we've all had that moment, so I just had to like hear her out, right? So the way that we had to walk, we literally just had to walk around a corner, make a right, and then make a left into an alley. We could get in through a back door through the alley to get to my apartment. I lived in an older building that's downtown, and the way it's set up is that they have two entrances, one in the front and one in an alley. And you have to have one key that opens up the outer door and then your apartment key. So when you walk in through the door, when the door shuts behind you of the complex, it automatically locks. So that way, nobody that's just randomly walking by the building can just get in. You have to have a key, right? So my apartment, like my door to my apartment was literally in the back of the building, and so the easiest way to get there was through the alley. Now, I know that a lot of you guys are gonna be like, why the fuck would you go down an alley on Halloween? Because it's downtown. Like, downtown is just different. It's set up differently, and the alleys there aren't like normal alleys. Like, they have like the garage back there, and they have like the doors, and they have like little courtyards and stuff. So like, people are always up and through the alley, so it wasn't like weird, you know what I'm saying? Make that right. We're still talking. She's kind of crying, and I'm calming her down, and I was like, girl, it's gonna be fine. Let's just get home. Let's get washed up. Maybe we can watch a scary movie or something, and if you still feel the same way tomorrow, call him. So we're walking or whatever, we make that right, and we're about to make a left into the alley, right? This still freaks me out to this day. I'm not even kidding. So we make a left into the alley, and we gotta walk a little ways before we get to my back door so that we can get in through my complex, right? So we're walking down the alley, we walk past a dumpster, we walk past a garage, and everything is good. And this whole time, she's still talking to me about Josh, and I'm just listening to her or whatever. She had a red purse, like a little wristlet, and it was red, and it matched her little outfit, and she accidentally dropped it because she's fucking drunk. So it accidentally fell off of her hand, and I heard it hit the ground. So she bent down to pick it up, and I turned around to like see her and to watch her and see what the fuck dropped. So when I turned around, I shit you guys not, I saw one of the guys that was dressed as a clown standing by a dumpster down the fucking alley. Literally stared and was like, am I seeing this right? And he was literally like this, leaning up against the dumpster, dressed as a fucking clown, just staring at us in the middle of this alley. Here's where shit got real fucking messy. So I see him, and I don't want to freak her out because she's definitely afraid of clowns. So I try to hold it together, and I'm like, Alexa, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. And I'm like keeping my eye on him, and I'm like, girl, hurry up, get your fucking purse and let's go. Like, okay, I'm sorry. So she's picking up her purse, and like I grab her and we start walking. Well, all of a sudden we hear hee 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 hee, like a fucking clown laugh. Like, you know, one of those laughs, like I probably can't even fucking explain this, but it was a laugh that you could tell came from a fucking clown. Alexa turns around, and now there's not one clown, there are two clowns. Both of the clowns that I saw in that club, one by the DJ booth and one right outside the bathroom, and they were standing in my fucking alley at the end of the alley just looking at us. So this bitch threw her shoes, okay, nowhere near the clouds, she just threw her shoes, turned to try to run, and fucking tripped into a pothole, and she fucking goes down. She bites that shit so hard, okay? And there's like gravel and shit in this alley. So her knee is like, she hit her knee really hard, and so her knee is literally bleeding. So I look back, and these clowns, both are walking towards us. And they're not walking fast, they're not running, they're just like fucking creepily walking really slow right towards us. My first instinct was to get her ass and try to calm her down enough just to get to my back door. My back door was like literally 15 feet away. So like, get your shit, get up, and let's go. So she's bleeding. I stand her up. She's crying. She's fucking bleeding on her knee really bad. And so I'm like, Alexa, come on, let's go. Hurry the fuck up. And I see them and they're walking and walking and walking. And so I'm like, oh, fuck no. So I literally fucking grab her and start running. She was in a lot of pain and she was like, Nikki, my knee, my knee, my knee. But I couldn't fucking stop and be like, oh, let's take care of your knee right here when there's fucking clowns coming at us in the fucking alley. I'm literally pulling her. So I pull her and we run to my back door. I grab my key and I'm literally fumbling with my keys to get through the back door. So we had to go around like this little corner to get through the back door so we can't see the alley anymore. So we get to the back door and I'm like fumbling with my keys. Alexa's all bleeding and begging me, Nikki, hurry up, Nikki, hurry up, hurry up. And I'm trying to find my key. I finally find it and we see them rounding the corner right towards us to get to the door. I freak the fuck out. I opened the door. I literally pushed Alexa in through the door. Like she damn near fell in through the door. And I let the door shut behind me and slam behind me because it automatically locks from the outside. We get through the door locks. Alexa's fucking sitting there bleeding and I gotta get her up the next flight of stairs because I lived on the second floor. She's fucking limping. So I'm like trying to help her up these stairs. We get to my apartment. I sit her down on the couch and where my room was, through my window, you could literally see the alley from my window. I grabbed her a towel really quick. So I run to my room and the first thing I do is peek out of my window because my window in my room face the alley. So I go up to the window and I just peek out of the blinds and dude, I shit you not, those fucking clowns were standing in the middle of this dark ass alley just standing there looking at my building. They're gonna try to get inside the building somehow, like what the fuck? Alexa is like screaming, she's like, do you have any water? I need water. I run to go get her a bottle of water from my dining room table. I give it to her. Literally, it took me 5 seconds. I handed her the water bottle and I ran back into my room and ran right back to my window and I looked out there and they were gone. They were gone. I start freaking out thinking, did they get into my building? Where the fuck did they go? They just fucking disappeared. There was no sign of them. I didn't see them walking down the alley. They just fucking disappeared, both of them. They weren't there. I'm looking out of my peephole in my door to see if they got into our building. I don't see anybody. I don't hear anybody. I keep looking out into the alley. Nobody is there. I'm telling Alexa that. She's freaking the fuck out. I give her some ice and we bandage up her knee. I'm pretty sure that it was just some douchebag guys that were dressed up like clowns that saw that my friend was terrified and decided to make a night of it and follow us home. But that shit scared me so fucking bad because I feel like Halloween is the perfect night for any serial killer to just have their pick, to go out there and dress like anybody and just nobody has their guard up. Everybody thinks that that's an innocent person dressing up for Halloween when in all actuality it could just be a crazy fucking serial killer that's just like picking people off on Halloween because don't nobody have their guard up and everybody's just trying to have fun and everybody thinks everything is a joke. And so like, tell me not, like this would be a perfect fucking time for a serial killer. So the fact that they did that and they followed us home and they stood there in the alley like that, like it just freaked me the fuck out. And I realized that like so many crazy fucking people go out on Halloween and I'm just not about that life. The minute that I had that experience, I was like, never again. I just don't want to be out on Halloween because you never fucking know. People take that shit too far and like they try to scare the shit out of you, but like what if one day it's not a person trying to scare you? What if one day it's actually a person that's trying to hurt you? You'll find your girl at home with a big bowl of popcorn watching scary movies on Halloween and that's about it because at least in my house, I am safe. So last night I stayed here, but I hope you guys had a fantastic Halloween. I hope you guys had so much fun. I hope you guys were safe. But yeah, that is the reason why your girl don't fucks with Halloween because that shit happened and it scared the living shit out of me. And that's coming from somebody that's not terrified of clowns, but that shit scared me. Just don't fucks with it. Like I just feel like it's too much of a risk. So yeah, that is my story about why your girl don't fucks with Halloween. I hope you guys enjoyed this story. If you guys did, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It is free and you can be notified of all of my new videos, especially story times, including surprise story times because you never know when it's gonna happen. Don't forget to follow me on all of my social media, including my Snapchat, Twitter, and Instagram. I will leave all of that information down in my description box below so that you guys can know what's going on in my daily crazy crazy ass life. If you guys have any similar scary ass stories, leave them down in the comments down below. I love reading about y'all's experiences. Let me know if y'all have ever had anything like this happen to you on Halloween that just freaked you the fuck out. Thank you guys so much for checking out my videos, and I will see you in my next one.